Well, what is happening? So, I was asked by a few subscribers just to talk about the moon landings and to really just to talk about it very, very quickly. So, if you just type in the Lunar Module 1, just do exactly what I'm doing, right? And go down to this. You're going to see exactly what I see. There's multiple pictures out there of many different angles, but look at the absolute state of this thing. Look at that. Look at all those tape marks. Tape marks, tape marks. Wee bit there, wee bit there. Now I'm going to show you here. Look at that. That's what you do when you rip your tent. When you rip some sort of tent, you have to begin to mend it through like any means necessary. But they want me and you to believe that this thing was flying through space at 17,000 miles per hour in a vacuum, while landing on a rock which is moving at its own speed, and it landed with Toys R Us or some sort of Amazon. Like, you can order those on Amazon. They're just they're tent poles. They're really cheap, so they are on Amazon. And just get back to the paper here and the tape. So as you can see, the tape is absolutely amazing, the way it can actually repair tents. But it must be absolutely amazing. There must be properties of tape that we don't know, because to be traveling 17,000 miles an hour, and look at the gaps. Look at the gaps on that. Like, even a plumber or a joiner who actually isn't like a rocket scientist or anything, even an apprentice joiner or a plumber would say, what the fuck is that thing? God forgive me. But look at that thing there. That looks like about 17 men beat that with crowbars. So look at the state of that. Look at the state of it. So I'm going to show you something here. Keep your attention. Look, you've got a wee snow cone here. It's like an accelerator booster with duct tape. Actual duct tape. You see, this is what the government didn't expect. That in 2017, coming into 2018, we would have these amazing ability to zoom into these. Look at the state of that. That looks like a fishing tackle. Seriously, that looks like fishing tackle. A fishing reel. Fishing reel. Look at that. That's just a fishing wheel. Reel with line. Look at it. It's bloody hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And to get back to the tinfoil, I'm going to show you here. I found students in England played a prank on their friend, and they covered their entire house. Like, does that look familiar? Look the way that's squashed. Like, this, whoever done this bit was a wee bit smarter. This is like all his books. This is actually a lot neater and a lot more tidy and a lot more efficient than NASA. Look at the state of that. Look at the state of that. So as you can see, all the gold here, which is absolutely spotless, by the way. It's so clean to be traveling 17,000 miles an hour. Now, a Formula 1 car. Now, a Formula 1 car, we can observe, test and study. A Formula 1 car only travels at about 300, maybe 320 miles per hour, and it gets absolutely disgusting, and that's on Earth. But they want us to think that there's all this dust that's flying all over the place through space. But this is what's hilarious. Listen to this one. So they say that there's no gravity in space and you can float and stuff. And you asked the, remember you asked the teacher, how did the people not float away? Because they had weights on their boots. Seriously, can anybody remember that? Because I can remember being taught that in school. If they had weights on their boots, what weight is the bloody ship compared to his boots? So it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make any sense. There's no gravity. So the dust, they say that the dust, there's loads of dust on the moon, but if there's no gravity on if there's no gravity, why isn't the dust floating away? Why isn't the dust flying off? And what's even more hilarious is that they want us to believe that a moon with no atmosphere can coexist beside a vacuum, and the dust can somehow still stay on the surface while it's moving at I don't know how much thousands of miles per hour. How they've worked this out, but it's hilarious. So you can see the gold blanket here. So this is about $1.99. You can buy this, and this will keep you warm. So it will on Earth, but I don't know about in minus 200 degrees. Absolutely hilarious. But come here to show you this. Trying to find the, yeah, look at that. So they want us to believe that one of those legs here, that is one of those. And what speed was that landing at? And there's no dust at all. No dust at all on this thing. Look at the state of it. It's one of the worst things ever. So, getting back to the come back to this. So, look at that. Did you ever see in school when you had a wall that was covered in like paper, and your school would allow you, you know, to do drawings and stuff, and like that's what that's like. That's like something you'd see in primary school. So what is next? Yeah, it's more or less it. And to cover this, because I was talking to one of my subscriber guys, uh, about the fake moon rock, and he actually couldn't believe it. So I'm just going to show you here. So, moon rock given to Holland by Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin is a fake. The moon rock was given to the Dutch Prime Minister by Apollo 11. 1-1 is a very spiritual number. 1-1. I don't know if you know this, but World War I ended on the 11th of the 11th. 11, 11, 11. I'm nearly sure it was the 11th day of the 11th month on the 11th hour. I'm nearly sure. But there's lots of 111, same or 9/11 and stuff. But so flown by 11 astronauts. See, there's 11 astronauts. So Apollo 11 by 11 astronauts. So so yeah, this rock, the lunar rock, was valued at 380,000 and was in fact petrified wood. Like, what the hell? Like, petrified wood. And what's even more crazy is that over 100 countries, NASA gave moon rocks to more than 100 countries, and there's 100 countries right now that have fucking wood in their museum. And I know exactly what Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong done. I know exactly what they done. They went out the back. See, when they were told that they had to go for like NASA's tour, they panicked, and Buzz Aldrin went out the back and just brushed up out the back, and he just picked up anything and just said fuck it. Forgive my language, but that's what he said. And it was only until like 20 years later where they said, here, you know what, let's actually test this thing. That was a piece of wood. Like, they want us to believe that this thing landed on the moon in a vacuum, and they made a phone call in a vacuum 263,000 miles away or whatever it is. And yep, the weather was perfect, you know, there was no interruption between the phone call. It was perfect, but I can't get a phone signal in my boxing club, and I have one of the state-of-the-art phones, and it's absolutely amazing that people believe in this crap. And I swear I thank NASA for my content. I swear, well, it's actually their content, you know, it's really theirs, but it's my content when I start to scholarize it. And I don't mean scholar like I'm some sort of scholar or anything, but when you look into, like, this is scholarship. Like, this is how you study. And this is how Robert Whitehead designed the torpedo. He didn't design a torpedo by going to university. He was somebody who just looked into his own research. Look at that there. There's a bag for a bloody carryout, you know? But this bag doesn't float, you see. This bag's not floating. And as you can see, the United States sign, that's stuck on. That's stayed on, just like a number plate. So it was traveling 17,000 miles per hour, and all this stayed on. Like, look at the state of that. Like, look how close look how close the booster is, this thing, whatever it is. A bucket. It's a bucket stuck to the end of this. Look how close that is to the ground. So they really, really committed a lot of faith in this land, because that's desperately, desperately close. That's a couple of feet. So if there was like a rock here and they landed on that, they wouldn't be able to get off the moon. They're stuck on the moon because some asshole stuck a bucket on the end of their thing. It's brilliant. Like why isn't stand-up comedians like Joe Rogan, you junkie bastard, you? Why aren't you on stage talking about this? Like, you have so much jokes and you're just ignoring it. And Eddie Bravo was getting on stage talking about that. Look at that. That's meant to be real. Who took that picture? Huh? Who was flying outside taking that picture? Superman? Look at that there. There's one upside down, with the bucket stuck in the bottom of it. That's actually a different shape. That's a different shape. Where is it? I go back to that image. Is that it? I think it is. Look at them shapes. Have I noticed or spotted something here? Look at that. It seems very straight, and the other one's very bowl, like a bowl, more of like a wok type of thing, or nearly like a bell. You know, it's nearly like a bell. Yes, I know now. It's a bell end. Oh, jeez, I missed it all along. They're claiming that space is full of balls and bell ends. Like, we missed it. I swear that picture is actually more real than the picture they're giving me. I'm only joking, like, but of course that is real, but that is shot in a fucking studio. See if you believe that they landed on the moon at 17,000 miles an hour in this thing, in this bloody plastic tent. Look at that. Like, there's nothing supporting these up. See, from here to here, it's all exposed. The only points that are going to be strong are the joints, and any joiner will tell you that. Will tell you that the joints are the strongest. See this? 17,000 miles an hour, but a Formula 1 car goes 300, and even with optimal mechanics, there's still major problems with these type of vehicles. But 17,000 miles an hour, flying through space with classroom paper, sellotape, duct tape, what else? Tinfoil, gold blankets, buckets, and of course pieces of wood. So you can't miss pieces of wood. It's the best thing that has ever happened to me, is realize that they are full of crap. They are full of crap, and that's all I have to say. So peace out, and I love you. Merry Christmas.